Okay, I definitely feel like some sort of voluptuous Southern beauty contestant today, and I think it's the hair. And all my stuff is spread out around me because today we're talking about one of my favorite things in life, which is thrift store shopping. Like me and Macklemore, I think, would be like this. Although I think I'm probably old enough to be his mother. So thrifting is a really great way to stretch your budget. It's a really great way to kind of cultivate a really chic and cool wardrobe. And it's a great place to go and find things for your home, like furniture and stuff like that. So what I thought I would do is I've got a couple of videos that I want to show. I'm going to show a kind of fashion haul for fall 2017, even though it's August. I like starting to look for wardrobe things now because the stores are bringing everything out, and I hate going on later and having everything picked over. So I kind of start every season a few weeks or even a few months ahead, making my list of the things that I want to buy and then looking for that. Especially with thrifting, like you have to keep an open mind. So I have a list either in my head or actually write it down of like things that I see. And now with Pinterest, I can go into Pinterest and make a board of like wish list for the year or for the season. And my shopping wish list for fall 2017 includes a black blouse. I wanted a leopard print blouse, some sort of tan or luggage colored leather handbag, and I wanted heeled boots. So over the last few weeks as I've been shopping, that's the kind of thing that I've been looking for. And Value Village, just like regular department stores and retail stores, bring out, you know, like they're starting to bring all their fall stuff in. And this is the time of year where people are cleaning out their wardrobes, so it's really good, you know, like it's a really good turnover. The other thing that I have on my list are wide leg trousers. I have trouble with Value Village like thrift store pants because they're usually not long enough. Like people usually tend to like hem them and stuff, so it's hard for me to find ones that work. There was a beautiful pair of Ralph Lauren ones, but they were too short, and I can't have that look at all. No. What else do I have? A suede jacket, which is perfect for thrifting because then you get something that looks lived in, something that looks like you've just, you know, like you've been cool for years and you've had this in your wardrobe forever. And then I want a camel colored winter coat. And I'm telling you, that's my one thrift story of regret. So when I was in college, I found a beautiful, like authentic cashmere camel colored coat, and it was in the men's department, and it was just very simple, single-breasted. It was probably from the 50s or 60s, and it was gorgeous, and I got it for $5, and I loved it, and I lived in it, and I'd wear it with like hats and things like that. It was just so awesome, and I loved it so much. But then after university, I was like, you know, trying to be a grown-up, and I got rid of it, and now you can't find that. Like you can't go into Value Village and find like a men's coat like that. It's just impossible. So I'm on the hunt because I'm hoping that eventually I'll find it, but it just makes me so sad every time I think of it. Like everything was $5. Now if I found that same coat now in Value Village, it would probably be $50, which I just don't get. But I'll probably rant about that a little bit as I go on. Okay, so I'm going to start this with, today we're going to talk about fashion and accessories. And then my next video, I'm going to do kind of a little vloggy style of showing you things around the house that I have thrifted, just like little knicky-knacks here and there that I've thrifted just recently. And show you the things that I'm into. So let's get into it. Shall we? Okay, so anybody that's been watching me for a while knows that I kind of have a problem like showing outfits. Like I'm doing this all by myself, so it's kind of hard to show yourself in an outfit. I've recently purchased a great big huge full-length mirror, but if I can do that, what I'm either going to do is insert photos or like little video clips of me wearing these pieces. So fingers crossed that it works, but if you don't see any, I apologize. But stay tuned, maybe I'll put pictures in at the end. Okay, so most of these things that I'm going to show you are anywhere from like a large to a 3X. I myself am personally anywhere from a 14 to an 18. I seem to be a little bit more on the 18 side lately since hitting perimenopause because I don't know what it is. I can't stop eating sugar. So I'm trying to get that under control. But in the meantime, whatever. I shop in all size ranges. I even like wearing, you know, like oversized things because I don't like anything being too constricting. And I don't mean baggy, like, ooh, that's too big for you, you're trying to hide something, but just there's something a little bit more chic, I find, if you wear something that's slightly oversized. Like jackets and blouses and things like that because they drape better. So I kind of just, I start at the large and I go all the way down to whatever size they go up to, and I don't care. If something looks good on you and it's a small, wear it. If something looks good on you and it's an extra large, wear it, whatever. You can always cut the size tag off and nobody would know. Nobody really cares anyway. Nobody, if they look at you and say, oh, I really like your blouse, I wonder what size it is. Nobody cares. So we should not care. Okay, there, rant over. I don't know who I'm trying to convince. Probably myself. So first up is this blouse, and I intentionally bought it oversized because I wanted it to be like a tunic to wear with skinny pants or to wear open as more of a topper. I love the fact that it's black and it's got the white piping, so it's like that high contrast and it's like very monochrome. I really like it just looks very graphic and kind of stunning with the white outline. Okay, so the great thing about this is it has the price tag still on it. So this was originally $119, which to me is ridiculous. Then it went on sale for $89.99 and ended up in Value Village for $9.99. So I got this for $10. It's not initially what I went in looking for when I was looking for a black blouse, but I liked the fact that it was like new, never worn. It looks good. It's in perfect condition and it had that graphicness to it. And I think it's going to be really stylish. Next up was a leopard print blouse, and I found this on my most recent trip to Value Village this weekend. And again, it's another polyester blouse. This has got, like, every blouse on the planet has these kind of roll-up sleeves with like the button on the sleeve, so you can roll it up, roll it down. Why I picked this one is because of my coloring. I have to be careful with leopard, because if I go too warm, like to the too brown side of it, it can wash me out and not work for me. But this has got like purple in it, so it's got colors that I would normally wear. So it's mainly black and it's got mauve and a little bit of like kind of tan color in the background, but it's not too warm, but at the same point in time it's not too cool. The buttons don't go all the way down, so it's more like a tunic style, but on me it won't be because it's not that long and I'm 5'9", and it's got a pocket and it's got nice little straps on the lapel, and it has like just a collarless top, like mandarin collar. Well, it's not quite a mandarin. Mandarin would be up higher, but it just doesn't have a collar around the neckline, and just really nice and simple. And that was $7.99. $7.99. And then the last time I was there, when I picked up the leopard print blouse, I also found this H&M sweater, and it's just a black crew neck sweater, but sewn on the bottom is a little blouse. It's like a polyester piece that looks like a little white and black polka dot blouse with buttons on it. Can you see that? There. And I'm always looking for a black sweater, and this was in perfect condition, no pilling or anything like that, and this was $8.99, so $9. Okay, so I'm going to finish up with shoes and accessory. I've got a couple of pairs of shoes and 2 handbags to show you. So shoes are one of those areas that, you know, it's usually miss when it's hit or miss for me, but every once in a while I find something really good. So I went in looking for heeled boots and ended up coming out with 2 pairs of shoes, and I was very excited about them. I'm going to show you the boots first. Excited to find these boots. So these are little heel or little ankle booties. They are by the brand Carlos, by Carlos Santana, and they've got this really interesting heel on them. And what I love about them is the fact that they've got, like, I always have a very soft spot in my heart for that kind of like 80s rock chick style, probably because when I was a teenager my dad wouldn't let me dress like that. So now that I'm 45, I can say, screw you, I'm gonna buy the rock chick boots. So I just love that kind of like scrunched leather look, and it's got really cute little fold over detail. The heel is, again, like, it's an interesting, it's kind of got that like Spanish matador kind of boot heel to it where it's a little bit curved. but it is still sturdy because it's not quite as pointy as a stiletto. Okay, so these were $7.99. I went online to look up similar boots, and this style I couldn't find online, but I went to the Carlos Santana website and also the Famous Footwear website, and a similar pair, like an ankle boot with the heel and more of a suede material, was $88. So most of his boots are like $60 or $80, then obviously they go on sale. But I paid $7 for these. And the reason why I got them is because if you look, like there's hardly any wear and tear on the bottom, and the heels are not, they haven't been worn down in an odd pattern created by somebody's gait. So if somebody has a pair of shoes for a long time, like the heel will kind of wear in the pattern in which they walk. So you have to be careful because then it can throw your own balance off. So I always look for shoes that look as close to unworn as possible. Now, this one had a little mark on the heel, like you can see here, it's a plastic heel, so there is a little gouge and some scrapes. So first of all, I know that the minute I put these on, they're gonna scuff anyway, so that kind of doesn't bother me too much. And because it's a plastic shoe, all I have to do is take a little Sharpie and you can color that in. And now, tell me where the hole is. You can't see it. So I polished these up, like I just kind of buffed them up with a shine. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited to wear these. So I found these little shoes, and okay, I understand. You're like, what are those? I think these are very polarizing. You're either going to love them or you're going to hate them. So I loved them because I saw them sitting on the shelf and they looked so kind of like gothic schoolgirl to me. I was like, yeah, I could see those with like in the fall with a pair of black tights and a rather feminine little skirt to toughen them up, or even like wide leg pants. But I understand that it's like, those look like Herman Munster shoes. So, you know, I understand they're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But the reason why I got them is because they look like these quirky shoes that you can get in like specialty boutiques where they have like kind of just different styles than what you would find in regular department stores or regular shoe stores. It's got a little bit of a platform. It's got a nice chunky heel, which is coming back in this year anyway. It's got like a kind of, what do you call this? It's like a Mary Jane style, which is really cute. But it's from a company called Dansko. And when I did some research on them, like they seem to make a lot of like utilitarian shoes, like for nurses and, you know, like people that are on their feet a lot. But they also make ladies' shoes out of leather. So this is leather, made in Brazil, leather on the outside, leather on the inside, leather here, and the heel is made out of wood. So a very well-made shoe. Similar styles online are around $160 to $200. And again, they just didn't look like they'd been worn. There's some scuffing on the toe, but as I said, I'm gonna do that 5 minutes after I put it on anyway. And for $5.99, I thought it was a good deal. So again, you have to kind of look outside your box and just be like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's not a style I would normally gravitate towards, but this is like a solid leather and wood shoe that I could get for $5.99 that's never been worn. And I know I can style it to make them look funky. So, I mean, I'm sure you could wear them and make them look frumpy, but I know that I can make them look funky. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, no. Okay, let's talk about handbags. So I tried to do some research on this, but I'm getting kind of conflicting messages online. So let's see if any of you can help me out. So I found this bag on my quest for a luggage color, kind of like tan color handbag. And I got it, first of all, because it was in really good shape. So I picked this up just because I liked the shape of it. And it reminded me of a designer handbag, but I could tell right away it's not leather, like it's vinyl, obviously. But when I looked at it closely, it says Mulberry on it. So it's got the Mulberry, can you see? It's got the Mulberry stamp on the plate. It has a Mulberry on all of the hardware. The inside has Mulberry on a leather patch here, and also has the little ID tag with a number stamped on the back on the inside. So I thought, oh, this must be part of the Mulberry for Target collection that came out in 2010. I bought it because it was $7, and I thought, oh, this is cool. It's a, you know, it's part of the Mulberry for Target collab, and I was happy with that. Like, knowing that it wasn't a designer or whatever, but it still had, like, it was part of a designer collab. But then when I started to do research, I couldn't find this style. This is the Alexa, I don't know if I said that, which sells on the Mulberry website in this color, in the leather, obviously, for $1,500, whereas this is just vinyl. But when I was doing the research, I couldn't see this as part of the Target collab. Like, I went and I looked at some people's blog posts and things like that when the collection first came out, and they were all styled a little bit differently, and there was like an identifying tag on them, like a little heart motif that let you know it was part of the Target collection, and I didn't find that. So I don't think this actually was part of the Target collection, and it's obviously a knockoff, but I don't know if it's like, you know, like an imitation one, or if it's something actually designed by Mulberry for some sort of other collab or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. So anyway, whatever. It's got the hardware on it that says Mulberry. It looks good. It's a really nice shape. It's that classic Alexa style, and I'm happy with that. So for $7, woohoo. This is my latest handbag purchase. I'm always collecting clutch bags. Like, not that I go to a lot of parties or weddings or evening events, but when I do get called in, I like to have a handbag to go to. And my favorite style of like handbag for weddings or evening events or things like that is a slouchy clutch. It's my favorite because you can fit everything, and inevitably, like your husband's phone, your husband's gum, whatever, your phone, your lipstick, I don't know, a snack, whatever. Yeah, so this is Sandra Roberts, kind of champagne suede, and there's like high shine kind of patent paint on it. Like, it's got the trim and everything, and then the inside is just this kind of nice natural linen. Went online looking for something similar, again around $80 or $100, and I got this for $7. So $7 seems to be, you know, your average price of handbags for Value Village, even though I have seen like crazy $30, $60. Like, that's just nuts. Okay. And then lastly, I found this nice little card holder that turned out to be a real leather Fiorelli leather goods little card holder that retails for around $50, and I got it for $1.49. So it's got a nice little zippered pouch that I can put my change in my smaller handbags, and just like my essential cards. Not my favorite, most secure kind of setup here, but if you're using a smaller handbag, it would work very well. Like, if I wouldn't go like running into the store with just this, because I'd be afraid that my cards would be too exposed and vulnerable. But like, brand new, like nothing, it doesn't look like it has any wear and tear on it. It has that lovely smell of real leather, which is my favorite. So there you go. That's kind of my roundup of purchases for fall 2017 that I was able to find at Value Village. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.